Hammer Down Racing Report. And now your hosts, Scott Hammer, Ron Miller, and Jerry Keyser.
Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report for Thursday, April 22nd, show number 176.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're getting old, Scott.
When we hit 200, we're done, right?
Nah. Just one more.
Coming at you live from the Hammer Down Racing Report home studios. It's the Hammer Down Racing Report presented by Oakshade Raceway. Speaking of which, tonight on the show, we'll be speaking to Oakshade Raceway's Chrissy Henricks, otherwise known as Christina Henricks, officially known as. If you know her personally, it's Chrissy. We'll be talking about the 2021 race season at Oakshade Raceway, as well at which is set to kick off this weekend. But our weekend weather pit stop with Ryan Weekman. Oh, we have a guest appearance in the weekend weather pit stop tonight.
Really?
Yeah. I was surprised by it, but that'll be coming up later, and it may say otherwise. We'll have to see how things go in the weather department. Also coming up later tonight, John Young is going to be giving away a family 4-pack of tickets, food, and drink for Oakshade Raceway. So, and it's not just for this weekend. It could be, I think it's good for any week. Anyways, but he'll tell you about that. Coming up a little later, it'll be for this week's How Many, which could be interesting. Details on that coming up. Coming at you live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Oh, we also have a Hammer Down hotline coming up as well a little bit later. Somebody from the PA Posse Land.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're talking about Ron again. Different dude, though. This is not this is different, and not as bad.
Good.
Nothing bad about the trailer.
No.
I want to meet that guy. I really do.
This guy doesn't care about the trailer. No idea what's going on there. Make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Hammer Report, follow us on YouTube. Of course, we are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. You can also listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform.
Easy for you to say.
I've been up way too late the past few nights. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Check out our website, hammerdownracereport.com. We got breaking news. We better get to that first. Here we go. This just into the newsroom. Actually, this came out about an hour ago, maybe 2 hours ago. It was in the 5 o'clock hour, but I guess that's not really important. The news is, it's not the greatest news. We're kind of sad by it, but and it's not terrible. It's not the end of the world. but it's just another setback. Millstream Speedway has pushed back its start date, which was originally supposed to be May 9th, and now they're not going to start till June 13th. So I believe it's just 2 races that got scheduled that axed as they were supposed to do every other weekend. But this weekend's test and tune also not going to happen. Scott's I talked to him last night, Scott Warner. He's kind of disappointed with things. I guess he's a first-time track promoter, and he's been working his butt off to get the track ready for racing, and it's just not going to get where it needs to be in time. I was down there Sunday. I actually turned some laps in my vehicle, and that's why I was up late, because I had to fix things. There were a lot of things wrong.
Scott, you remember a little over a year ago, we had Ryan Weekman on, and it looks like we're getting into that pattern that we talked about back then, of weather repeating itself on 7-day cycles. So their June race might not be that far out of line.
It might not, but that's not why he's pushing it back. It's just he's got some things to do. There's the gate where you come off the track at the end of the backstretch is not there.
They felt that it was horribly unsafe, and they are in the process of reconstructing it.
And working on
Scott wants it to be right when he opens the gates, and you got to commend him for that. He doesn't want to do this halfway. He wants to do it right and have the fans and the team safe and excited to be there.
And
Scott has a vested interest in that too. I mean, he's got a big financial interest going, and there's no payback if he doesn't race. So please don't throw darts at him, because he's as disappointed about this as the rest of us.
And he's
it's really easy to throw darts with the history that's happened, and
exactly that's what I was going to say. He's a victim of the history of a lot of expectations and then getting disappointed, but.
This will happen.
You and I both know we've both been part of the disappointments in the past, and just talking to Scott Warner and knowing how much of his heart
he's disappointed about. Yeah,
I'm very excited to see it when he is ready to go, and I'm glad that he's not taking the chance of doing it half-assed. He's going in. He's going in and wants to do
full-assed. He's going in full-assed.
You got it.
All right. Again, we'll be talking to Chrissy here in just a few minutes. I want to thank Oakshade Raceway. We're the fastest meet to race every Saturday night, starting April 24th. And this has been something that's been blowing up, the Bill Reckner Memorial, featuring late model sportsmen, compacts, and bombers. And the purse, the last I saw, I haven't checked recently. I'm sure Chrissy will know. Last I saw it was $1,200. It would start off at like $780, went to $1,000. Not the purse, but to win. And $1,200 to win for opening night bomber feature.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Crazy stuff there.
Tim's even looking out for you guys this week. We put out a shirt with a stock car on it, and
there we go.
Excellent. So, look for that this week. It's scheduled for the 24th. That's this Saturday. It's supposed to be opening night. Fingers crossed that maybe the weather holds off, but we'll see. We'll talk to Christy about if the rescheduling of that or anything else. I also want to thank our other sponsors, which are this one. I got to make sure I click on the right thing. Real Geese Silhouette Decoys, Millstream Speedway, Big D's Pizza, also Ron Miller Race Cars. I saw a comment asking if you got some tires in yet, Ron.
I have not. I'm expecting the delivery a couple days ago. So, along with a lot of things in the racing industry, automotive industry in general, things are screwed up right now.
Yeah, it's hard to get stuff in any industry.
It really is. It really is. It's terrible.
Jerry's got to leave us here shortly, so let's get to that racing roundup.
All right, this week's racing roundup brought to you by Tim's Dirt Track Simulators, Tim Sims, powered by iRacing, Super Clean, and Wicked Energy Gum. Wicked Cushion Esports, everybody involved with it. Join us after the Hammer Down Racing Report at 8 o'clock on the Dirt Racing Network, and you can watch in with us tonight running the 410 Wicked Energy Gum Outlaw League, brought to you by Tim Sims. Going to be a lot of good iRacers involved. Also going to be interviewing Jack Hewitt before the show tonight, so we're going to have some fun there. Along with all that, Tim has given me a couple items to throw in for the How Many winner this week. These are books that were donated by the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum in Knoxville, Iowa. The Bill Schindler story and the Bobby, the Babe, and Me. Some great stories about vintage auto racing. Guys back in the 1928 Pacific Coast non-AAA Dirt Track Championship.
Wait a minute. Can the in-studio guesses account for those too? Those are pretty killer prizes.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what, Ron. I may have a hookup to be able to help you out and maybe get you a copy of these myself.
Ooh, baby.
So we'll give those away later, but thank you guys for.
There's a lot going to tonight's winner then. Not pit passes, but Oakshade Raceway passes, that stuff, and Big D's Pizza.
Big D's Pizza. Yeah. Can't forget about Big D's. Hey, Devin Moran had a great run there a couple weeks ago, picking up big win and getting the Big D's sponsorship out in the air for everybody. So that's really cool. With that, let's head on and talk about the racing roundup from this past week. Attica Raceway Park was in action on Friday night with Cole Macedo scoring his first ever win in the 410s on Friday night. Cole's the fourth first-time winner through 5 events this year. He got by Gary Taylor late in the race to take that win. Fiery Matt Irie got his first win of the feature in the late model series, 6th career Attica win. Jamie Miller led every lap of the 305 feature for his first of the season and his 28th career victory.
I wasn't sure if you were going to say Fiery. I'm impressed. Yeah. Put that in there.
You put it in there. I can roll that off there.
All right.
GT Gary Taylor out of Indianapolis, Indiana, led all 30 laps of Saturday's Fast 410 feature at Waynesfield Raceway Park to pick up the win and maintain the Fast Series points lead. Taylor avenging the defeat there Friday night at Attica. In the last race at Waynesfield, he led over half the race and got past. So definitely is some reason to celebrate for GT getting that win this past Saturday. Jamie Miller went back-to-back and won the 305 feature at Waynesfield on Saturday as well. World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars. Rain washed out both weekend events at Lawton Speedway in Oklahoma and Devil's Bowl Speedway in Texas. Both were postponed with the hopes of rescheduling later in the season. Next up for the Outlaws is the Bristol Throwdown at Bristol Motor Speedway. They're practicing the night with 2 full shows scheduled for tomorrow and Saturday. And some great news coming from down in Bristol earlier today. Jack Hodenshield, who's been going to be driving for Rico Abreu, Rico put together a new car for Jack, painted up like his vintage Eldon Racing Pennzoil number 22 with a new fire suit, new helmet, the whole 9 yards. So excited to see Jack in the vintage 22 yellow colors. The Flow Racing All-Star Circuit of Champions were in action with Justin Peck appearing to be on his way to his second consecutive All-Star win until he suffered a flat right rear on the last lap, last corner, allowing Tony Stewart to get by and claim his first All-Star win of the season last Thursday at Virginia Motor Speedway. That was actually kind of fun to watch. It reminded me of the Kings Royal several years ago with several guys blowing right rears, and it ended up Tony Stewart being able to keep his tire intact and picking up the win.
Kyle Larson said that was their plan all night.
Oh, absolutely.
To keep the tire intact?
Yep.
It looked like a slick.
No, he said he wanted to keep the car straight all night, save the rubber, and it worked.
Yeah, he attested his running in stock cars and stuff to keeping the car straight to keep it from blowing that tire. So
absolutely.
But if you saw it, you could see the white on the inside of that tire. His was going to go pretty soon too if they would have had any more cautions. But Kyle Larson picked up the win at Williams Grove on Friday at Williams Grove Speedway. 3-time Port Royal Speedway track champion Logan Wagner won Saturday's Keith Kaufman Classic at Port Royal after an impressive run the night before. Climbing 19 positions to finish second. Anthony Macri earned his first ever All-Star Circuit of Champions win in Sunday's Johnny Grum Classic at Bedford Speedway. Next up for the All-Stars, Friday, April 30th at Lernerville Speedway, followed by the Buckeye Cup on Saturday, May 1st at Sharon, and Tri-City Raceway Park in Pennsylvania on Sunday, May 2nd. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series was in action with Tim McCready becoming the 9th different Lucas Oil Series winner this year after a dramatic last lap pass on Ricky Thornton Jr. to win the Red Neininger Tribute Race Saturday at Hagerstown Speedway. Jonathan Davenport won Sunday night at Port Royal Speedway in the River Valley 40, leading all 40 laps. Next up for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, Bullet Race Engine 50 at Tri-City Speedway in Illinois tomorrow, and then Macon Speedway on Saturday. NASCAR action, John Hunter Nemechek dominated the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series event Saturday at Richmond Raceway.
Those were canceled. I thought you got my updated prep.
I thought I did too.
The Lucas Oil stuff was canceled this weekend.
It says updated prep.
Maybe I sent the wrong thing.
No,
the Lucas Oil deal's been canceled this this weekend due to weather. They'll not be made up. Next race is actually Ponderosa Speedway, which will be on April 30th.
My fault. I
Nope,
didn't do my homework, so
It's all right. You relied on me for it. That'll teach you.
I relied on the boss on the hammer down.
Yeah.
In NASCAR action, John Hunter Nemechek dominated the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series race Saturday at Richmond for his second Truck Series win of the year. Alex Bowman earned his first Cup Series win Sunday at Richmond after a late race restart. Next up for NASCAR in the Cup Series, the Geico 500 at Talladega Superspeedway this Sunday at 2 p.m. on Fox. The Xfinity cars are in action at Talladega for the Ag Pro 300 on Saturday at 4 p.m. on Fox. The trucks are off until Saturday, May 1st at Kansas Speedway at 7:30 on Fox Sports 1. The NTT IndyCar Series, Alex Palou from Sant Antonio de Villamajor, Spain, led 56 of the 9 Villamajor. I'm sorry.
There you go.
Led 56 of the 90 laps to win the season-opening Honda Indy Grand Prix of Alabama at Barber Motorsports Park. Next up for IndyCar is the Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg on Sunday at noon on NBC. In other notes, Jonathan Davenport led all 40 laps at Tyler County Speedway last Thursday for the $10,000 win. He is the first winner of the 10-race Flow Racing Night in America Dirt Late Model Series. Tyler Erb was second with Kyle Larson third. Series is scheduled to be in action tonight at Atomic Speedway. And with that, that'll do it for this week's Racing Roundup. Race fans, you see this beautiful package of super clean and wicked energy gum. You see me or Tim Nichols, the Tim's Dirt Track Simulators at your local racetrack, ask about your free samples. We'll get you hooked up. And with that, back to you guys.
All right. Are you hanging around or are you out of here now?
Oh, let's see. I can probably stick around for a few minutes and see what Chrissy has to say.
I was going to say
if she's ready to hire me back yet.
She might feel dissed if you just take off. It's like, oh, what?
I won't run away.
He's too good for me? What? I want to thank, before we get Chrissy on here, Big D's Pizza out there in Clyde. Make sure to give him a call, 419-547-1444. And that Big Nut double-decker burger, check that out. Mention, I don't know how long the Devin Moran thing's good for. We'll have to check if that's still good. But
the 9% off, yeah.
The 9%. But if you mention the Hammer Down Racing Report, you get 10% off. So if you only want to save 9, you can mention Devin Moran. That's fine. And check out the new drive-up window, too. Big D's out there in Clyde. Chrissy Henricks, are you there? You still on the phone?
I'm here.
All right. And Jerry's still here, too. It's exciting.
Hi, Chrissy.
Well, hello.
So,
how are you guys doing?
We're pretty good. How are you?
I think we're all okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
There's no more snow on the ground. So that's how much snow did you get out there at the track the other day?
We got in between 5 and 6 inches.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it? I hope it's all gone by now.
For the most part, yeah. Yeah, there's a few spots, but nothing major.
How's the track looking?
It's looking.
Has Terry got some work to do before Saturday?
Well, of course, we always have work to do.
Well, I mean, extra work?
Yeah, a lot of extra work. With how cold it got, too, we had to drain water pumps and everything else.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just, or see what we can do.
All right, well, let's talk about opening night. We're assuming everything's going on as scheduled as of right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So everything's going on. Let's the Bill Reckner Memorial. I mean, things are a little different for this year's season opener. You got a big pay to win for the Bomber A main, and the late models are joining the show for the first time that I can remember for opening night. What led to these changes? Is it forever? I don't. Well, you would know, Ron, but
darn near.
It's been a long time. A couple years ago, when we started the first weekend in May, we had late models then, but that was a little different on that. But we just asked if so, what about running late models? And I was like, well, I don't know, and asked Dad, and I don't care. So we said, all right, let's run late models.
So here we are.
Right. And with last year and everything, maybe it would be a little, you never get it back, but, to make up a little bit or, get another night for for late models to race and all that. So and then with the Bill Reckner Memorial and with the Bomber A Main, got a message and really excited about that. To the one of special thanks to the PTSD Awareness Racing Dynamic Technology Setup and Consulting. I better put my glasses on. Yeah, Greg Spieth from Spieth Electric, Johnny Dabb, and then Corey Gum Racing. Corey adding an extra $50 for second place. So, to start out with that's pretty exciting. 1,200 to win. That's a big deal for our bomber division, and excited about that. And hopefully we get.
I've heard from several bomber drivers that weren't planning on being out for opening night who have since changed their plans.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Money.
Oh, well, I'm sure I'm sure it'll be a great night. So,
Chrissy, big question. If it turns out not to be a great night and the weatherman wins, with all this on the line, can the Bill Reckner Memorial be moved to whatever opening night turns out to be?
Right now, we will run it May 1st. So we would, it would still be the Bill Reckner Memorial, the 1,200 to win for the A Main, all that, and of course, late model sportsman and compact in action also. So, there will be. It won't just be if it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen,
All right.
It doesn't.
Chrissy, with that in mind, Ron Miller Race Cars will throw in $50 additional for the 10th place racer, and $25 for the 13th place racer.
I think I could do that. I might get that $25.
So 10th and 13th, 15 and 25. Got that, girl?
No, say it again. 10th and 13th.
10th and 13th, 50 additional for 10th, 25 additional for 13th. So we're going to see if we can make 13 lucky.
There you go. Hey, I think 13 is lucky. I was born on the 13th. I think it's a wonderful number.
Well, it's got to be a great day, right?
That's right. That is right. So thank you very much for doing that.
I just wanted to see something happen other than on the top of the field.
Oh, I understand. And everyone wants to put it on first, which, I get, but at the same time, appreciate, that too. And
spread the way.
And like you said, only one win.
Yeah.
But thank you. So,
Chrissy,
I think you too.
2020, where you had to start late, and we still got a decent season in, but to see how many races people lost, how exciting is it for you to come into this season and have so many people excited to throw in additional money and be a part of the racing at Oakshade in 2021?
Oh, it is. It's very exciting, and it's not that it's unbelievable, but it really makes you feel good that people are excited. They're ready to get out to do stuff, in racing. We're happy that that's what they want to do. So yeah, that it is. We're extremely excited about that.
So if this happens every week where people are calling you to say, hey, I want to throw in $500 to the winner of the Sportsman feature this weekend, you're okay with that if these calls keep coming in?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Because, and just like, this is going back to the racers, so, that anything to help them out, would welcome it. So, yeah.
Breaking news down in the chat.
Wait, I see that. Hold on. We won't do the graphic. We got some more breaking news. Go ahead,
On
Jerry.
top of Ron Miller donating 25 to the 13th place finisher, Tim Nichols has chimed in. Tim's family famous running for the number 31 sprint car for years, the Nichols brothers. Well, 13 is 31 backwards, so Tim's favorite number is 31, so we'll do 13. Tim Sims will add another $25 to 13th place in Saturday's A-Main for the Bill Reckner Memorial.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And just to let you know, the 31, the Nickel brothers, they were my favorite car owners when we ran sprint cars.
Awesome. Yeah, I spent a lot of time with them. And Tim runs the simulators. We actually hope to make it up to Oakshade at some point this summer. We'll get with you guys and try to get something planned out.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. And thank you. Thank you very much on that.
So before we make 13th pay more than the winner will get, and that would make it for an interesting race. Everybody.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how well the racers can count on the racetrack too.
That's true.
What other big events we got on the schedule this year?
We've got our 3 Etika Oakshade Challenge Series dates for our late models. It's a nice little mini series with Etika. Those are June 26th, July 24th, and August 28th. We have our Barney Oldfield, which, I didn't write down the annual. Do you know what annual this one is, Scott?
I don't. I would have to go back. Wait, I could
47 maybe
for the Barney.
No,
it can't be the Barney 47th because this will be our 46th season racing at Oakshade Raceway.
Maybe they were racing in the field before.
Last year was.
Yeah, but
Barney Oldfield winners. 1990 was the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ron Miller won in 93.
Yeah.
What is it? 31?
31.
31. Sure. Whatever. I'm going with
that. So that's June 19th. I asked her, she didn't tell me exactly yet what she's going to pay on that. So, I don't know that. Oh, on June 5th, we have that dirt track truck series, which is, the 4-cylinder truck.
That's
excited
right.
about that. Something a little different.
Very, very excited about that. That'll be my first laps around Oakshade, Chrissy. So I'm looking forward to being there.
Wait, did you get that night off?
Oh
from
yeah,
Shady Bowl.
Oh
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I have to believe that the payoff on some of those other races is going to be dependent on what the virus does with attendance requirements or regulations.
And absolutely. We were just discussing this, earlier today because, we were talking about the championships, what to pay where, on that. And Mom says, well, what happens if, we don't get to run the whole year or, something like that. And I said, well, I guess, it's going to have to go contingent on that. We have to have a full season in or, and I'm not talking about, if we, can't run one night or something like that. It's just, right now. And again, yes, we never know what's going to happen, but right now we are going forward that, I'm not going to say it's going to be exactly like, normal or whatever normal is, but, we're going forward with, that we're racing, I guess is what I want to say.
There's, last I heard, I don't know if it's different there or anything, but there's no limit on capacity for outdoor events, just groups of 10 and maintain social distancing. Is that correct?
Yes, and if you read the order, it states in there that if you can't distance, you have to wear a face covering. So, I mean, there's a lot of interpretation in that, but for the most, we're, like I said, we're going forward. When you come through the gate, yes, we will ask that, you have your, face covering on because you're not, being able to maintain that 6 foot distance, if that makes sense.
And I'm assuming in the lines for like the concession stand as well.
Well, or maintain your 6-foot distance. I mean, sometimes it's doable, and other times it might not be. I don't know. But it just, and I know when the governor had first put that out, and someone had asked him about concessions, and they were talking mainly about baseball parks, but and he said, use common sense. Stay away from the person in front of you, But so that's what we're hoping, and we want everyone to be safe and everything. So, but no, we're looking right now. We're going forward. So.
So as things stand, I know last year we had to cancel the birthday race just because we were so limited in the amount of people that could show up. But as of right now, if the restrictions stay as they are, we're good to go forward with the birthday race on Saturday, July 17th.
Yeah.
That sounded very confident.
Again, the 6-foot distance on that night would be a little issue on that, but it's the middle of July. I guess we'll see where we're at. I know there's a lot of people that don't like to wear the face mask when they're face covering outdoors, which I understand.
I don't think anybody really likes it.
I know
people tolerate it.
But correct. There's some people that tolerate it. There's other people that don't tolerate it at all. And then there's some that just don't want to do it. So, but yeah, that is still, that's on our schedule right now. July, like you said, July 17th, our birthday race, Dirt Car Summer Nationals with late models, modifieds, and the bombers. So, I hope that we get to run that this summer. But that's a big night for everyone. So,
all right, cool. You got to get out of here, Jerry.
Yep, I'm bouncing, guys. Thank you so much, Chrissy. It's good to talking to you. I get rained out Shady Bowl any Saturdays. I'll be up, and I'll definitely see you on June 5th.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
So we'll see you, Jerry. Any other? Is there is the schedule etched in stone as it is right now, or is there a possibility of maybe adding in some other events? I know the Boss Series has been on the schedule in the past. Where do things stand with that?
With the Boss Series, talked to Aaron this winter. Tried to tried to find a date that worked for both of us, and we just couldn't find a date that worked for both of us. So, I would say as far as adding a series or all that, I can't see that happening now. But there might be some few changes on it. I've been talking to Craig Dittman from Dittman Motorsports, and he is planning on having a night, and we're just trying to come up with a date on that right now. So, and back with the Boss, I enjoyed it. I was really looking forward to it again. Same thing with last year. We didn't get to run that due to the COVID restrictions that we had in place. Because they never would have, then there's 6-foot distance on that one. So, it just didn't work out with date wise. So we can.
Chrissy, it's real obvious listening to you that you're as much a race fan as you are a race promoter. Does that ever cause conflict in your own head?
Yes and no. I mean, when I was younger, growing up or whatever, and when you talk about race fans, because I know no one likes a rain out. Okay, I hated them when I was younger. I mean, we used to get a couple arguments or whatever, and I think that was more on the fan part, or because you wanted to see it, as opposed to the business sense of it, where if it's raining in the morning, it just doesn't make that. But for the most part, I don't think so. There's a lot of things you have to weigh. It's not just and other people are like, oh, what are you doing at the because there's a lot of times we don't get home till 9, 10 o'clock during the week, and they're like, well, what are you doing? I said, well, we don't just show up on Saturday or Friday night. I mean, this is a 7-day week thing. So we've been in that mode for a while now, but yeah, it's excited. I'm excited about the season, and excited to get back to doing what we all love to do. So
Gene Steele wanted us to mention that the Vintage American Race Cars, there's part of a full show the week before the birthday race, as a matter of fact, on Saturday, July 10th.
Yep, so. They're July 10th. With the Vintage American Race Cars. Thank you, Gene. Scott got me a little off track, or maybe it was
that was Ron. That was Ron. He does
what?
That
What? Wait.
What are we looking at for admission prices this year? Any changes in that?
Nope. We did not raise the prices or anything like that. It's $14, ages 12 and up. 6 to 11, $5, and then all pit passes are $25. So, they try to keep it the same and go from there. Same thing. Gates open at 4. We'll hot lap at 6, and we'll race at 7. There was a few things on the schedule though that I wanted to touch base on. That Scott, I don't even know if you have it on the website. September 4th. No, it's okay. If you didn't go to my race pass, you probably didn't see it. September 4th will be season championship night.
Yep, didn't know that.
For all divisions.
That's breaking news.
Yeah,
for me, at least. Breaking news for me.
Yeah. And then September 18th will be the Bomber Spectacular. And
Wait, I have it as the 25th.
Well, you need to change it because that's not it.
Well, okay. Well, that's why it says at the bottom of the schedule that I'm looking at, schedule subject to change without notice.
That is, yeah. Sorry
There's
about
your
that,
notice,
Scott.
buddy.
Yeah. Okay. So the Spectacular is on the 18th then for the Bomber Spectacular. Is that paying $1,000 to win, or is that still up in the air at this point?
I'm not sure. I haven't talked because that's always the Papa Boiler Bomber Spectacular.
Yeah.
I have not talked to them yet. I did talk to Danny a couple weeks. It's probably been a month ago, but didn't get a confirmation on anything like that. But
okay. So what do we got then on the 25th?
That what's on the 25th?
Yeah.
Topless late models.
Ooh.
I would have guessed that one, Scott.
No.
Okay.
Sportsman, bombers, and compact.
Okay. Fair enough.
That way, from the 18th, we give ourselves another week with rain date if we don't get that in for the Bomber Spectacular.
So you can push that back if you have to. Hopefully not.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Correct.
I saw somebody had a comment about running the Sportsman Twin 25s. Any talk about that happening?
No, there hasn't been any talk about that happening, except right now. Now there's
now there's talk.
Well, okay. I'm glad I dropped that one on you.
No, it's okay. I can. We can talk about it and see what we think. And yeah, it doesn't mean that there isn't going to be anything added to, not added to the schedule, because I'm sure there is. We'd like to do Memorial Night again. Okay. So that's something, to put out, which that's lap money. So that, to whoever leads, that lap. So, yeah, that's, I wrote it down on my note. So, I guess there's a few other things I do want to touch base on, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure.
All right.
Makes my job
The late
easier.
model point fund.
Yep.
The late model point. It will guarantee 5,000 to win for the late model. Like I said, we've got to, run. Yeah, and I don't look for, there could be a contingent on that if we only run half season or something to that nature. So, and I need to thank the sponsors for the point fund. Harold and Sue Holland, they do a lot for the point fund, and Brandon Rose also sponsors the late model point fund. So, we appreciate that, and thank you on all that. But I don't know. I know there was others that Mom had wanted me to.
Well, I got a question for you, and if it comes up,
Okay.
I can just go ahead. I've seen this tossed around, not by anybody at the track, just other people outside the track, as far as what are your thoughts of changing the name of the bomber class to something like super stocks or street stocks or something like that? Is
Something that really represents what they have evolved into.
Okay.
what are your thoughts on that? Is that something that would even be considered? Go.
I'm gonna have to table my opinion on that until there's a little bit of history with that name, I believe. So I want to double check on that to see what and I want to say it was way back. And I don't know if you remember anything like that. It was early 80s or something. And I would imagine Mom is watching, but apparently she doesn't want to comment anything. But Ron, was the class called Detroit Iron V4? Do you know?
It
Do you
was
remember?
Somebody had one.
Actually, Chrissy, it was Greens Iron, and then Bombers. And the Greens Irons were real, yeah. And they were really, really stock cars, and the Bombers were a cut above.
Uh-huh. So the reason why they would want to change the name is, like you said, because of what the class has evolved in. That's what you're telling me?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I've heard.
Have you heard that from quite a few people?
I've heard it over the year. I mean, probably the last 10 years people have been just comments I've seen. Roadrunners, Pam says.
Yeah.
Oh, Roadrunners. Okay. All right.
I don't know that there's a negative connotation of bombers, but when I hear bombers, I think of like old junky bombers or something, you know?
And that certainly doesn't represent where that class has evolved to.
Correct. I understand what you're saying on that. Yeah. I don't remember, but I thought we had talked about it a couple years ago, but I could be wrong on that.
Okay.
I'm not opposed to discussing it, although I do like the name, but that's just because, I don't know.
You're just
it's
used
more
to
like
it.
Because it's what you've always heard.
It's like a comfortable pair of old shoes.
That's right. I really hate it when my flip-flops break.
Well, maybe if a sponsor came up, with enough money to sponsor the class, maybe. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm not saying anything. Maybe we should just move on here. I saw somebody had a comment. Will there ever be a Friday night race again? Remember Oakshade used to run Fridays and Saturdays. That was even before my time. And from what
Weekly?
That was fun.
Yeah, from what I heard, that probably won't happen.
No, we're all getting too old.
Well, I don't know.
And I knew that's what Mom would say, but I'm not going to say that there won't ever be a Friday and a Saturday race, but
Okay.
Come on, Chrissy. If there was a Friday and Saturday, I'd be there. You can handle it.
right. Well, yeah, but yeah, no, like it would have to be a special. I guess that's what I want to say. Not a weekly thing again.
Gotcha. All right. Well, Alan Markey just chimed in. He says he was made fun of for having a bomber on Facebook.
Oh, well, explain to him, just tell him whatever.
Okay. Go print me some more stickers.
Yeah, get my feature winner stickers printed, Alan.
He had no power the other day from what I saw. I saw on
that.
Facebook, yeah, because of all the snow brought some trees down or limbs down. So if people want to come forward with sponsorships or anything, what's the best way for them to get in contact with you?
They can get in contact with us, either through Facebook. They can call the racetrack. They can call my cell phone, which I'm sure it's published somewhere on OakshadeRaceway.com. Yeah, I mean, there's just, the racetrack number is 419-337-6850, and you'll want to talk to Chrissy or Pam. Or like I said, Facebook, email. I think my email's on the website too, isn't it, Scott?
I believe so, under the track information stuff. Real quick, we got to wrap things up here because I got to get to John Young. He's going to be giving away the 4-pass of stuff.
Yeah.
Last question for you. Actually, I got two quick questions. One, with the pending possible weather for Saturday, what point will you guys make a decision? I know you guys are real good with putting this out on the website because I know who does that, and also on social media.
We will try to put it out as soon as we can.
Okay.
That way. Is there quite a few that aren't done with their cars yet? Is that what you're telling me too? No. I think a lot of people busted their butts when they kept seeing the purse or the winning amount go up for the Bill Reckner. Last question: which race are you most looking forward to this year? Which night? Every night, but I would say my favorite is the Barney Hill Field. So it is my favorite. So the Barney Hill Field.
All right. Looking forward to Saturday then, season opener, Bill Reckner Memorial Night, and we appreciate the time.
Chrissy. Hey, Scott.
Yes.
Well, which races are you most looking forward to?
Apparently opening night at this point, since that's the one that's going to pay the most.
All right. What about you, Ron?
I'm looking forward to the Run What You Brung show.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
All right. Well, thank you guys very much for having me on.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you for the time, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll see you Saturday.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
Right,
thanks, Chrissy.
Yep.
Christina Henricks of Oakshade Raceway, and a little late getting to John here. I told him to call at 7:45, so I haven't figured out three-way calling on this phone yet. So apologies to that, but he's got an opportunity.
So John Young, give us a call.
Well, no, I'm calling him right now.
Really?
Hey, there's John. John, you're on.
All right, how you guys doing?
So we're going to be giving away. Well, you tell us what we're giving away here for this week's. We're going to do how many a little early because I know you're in a time crunch here. But
yes.
But what is it? Tell us why you're doing this and what it is that they're going to be winning for this week's how many.
Well, the reason why I'm doing it is because first and foremost, like you and everybody else, I am a major fan of racing, and it's just my way of giving back and saying thank you to the fans. 2 weeks ago, you had Doc and Chris Mize on. They said they had the best fans in the world, and they're 1,000,000% correct as far as I'm concerned. But I say in all stock car racing, we all have the best fans, period.
Okay.
So as a driver, that's just my way of giving back and saying thank you for being so supportive for us.
So, and people, if you're not familiar with John Young, he's the black 15Y bomber at Oakshade. You normally see him, and I believe you have a new car you're working on too.
Yes, but that one's not going to be ready in time, so I'll have to bring out the old one. So Midnight Nightmare will be back out on the track. So,
all right. So what are we giving away for this week's How Many?
For this week's How Many? Well, I'm giving away is I'm getting 4 general admission passes, 4 pops, and 4 cheeseburgers. And they don't have to use them all at once. You know, if it's a single person, you can go 4 different times. But I would hope you bring somebody with them.
So if you got a significant other, you know, you can come twice, right?
Absolutely.
Use 2 one week and then the other 2 the next week.
That's right.
Cool. All right, and we will. You don't have to pick anything up. We're going to get your name and information, and whoever wins the How Many, and they'll have that at the track. Or are you mailing something out? I forget.
I believe for the winner to get a hold of you, then they're going to mail everything to me, and I'm going to mail everything off to the winner.
Okay, so it probably won't be good. Well, it's not going to be for this weekend, and probably not going to have it in time for the following weekend, but there's plenty of races this season because this week's How Many is, and we're going to do this now, a little bit early.
Right.
A little bit early. We normally do it, and it's Oakshade-centered this. We're going to wait for to announce the winner of last week's How Many until later on in the show, but this week's How Many, if you want to enter, how many bombers are going to be at Oakshade Raceway on Saturday night? Now, given the weather situation, that number could be very low, or given the amount that is paying to win, that number could be very high. So there's a lot of factors as far as this goes, as to how many bombers will be at Oakshade on Saturday night.
That's correct.
So, and if there's a tie, we're going to spin the Big D's pizza wheel to determine the winner. So there could be a lot of people that choose the same number, and it looks like that number is popping up pretty consistently here, as well as some other numbers. But we'll determine who that winner is because they're not only going to get the passes, the cheeseburgers, and the pops for Oakshade, but you're going to get a Big D's pizza and what Jerry had earlier, which I was on the phone, so I didn't hear. What was that, Ron, that he was throwing in for this week?
That prize pack was 2 very interesting history of sprint car books.
Nice. So this week's How Many is pretty huge, and we appreciate it, Mr. John Young. And I believe you're doing this again for Millstream at some point, right?
That is correct. We're also doing it for Millstream as well. So as soon as Millstream takes off, that's when we'll be doing it.
All right. Well, I'm sure we'll be talking to you about that. We appreciate it. I appreciate it, actually, you know, how much you appreciate. There's a lot of appreciation going around.
Absolutely.
How much you appreciate all the fans.
I can feel the love, Scott.
So we'll let you go, get back to work, and what's your pick as far as a number for how many bombers are going to be there?
Good question, because they're talking, from what I last heard, was 70% chance of rain.
That's about
a little bit of a spoiler.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So you're going to go with 0, or are you going to say, well, if we do race, throw me a number?
If we do race, I'm going to say 48 cars. If Mother Nature has her way again, like she's been doing, I'm going to have to say 0.
Well, you only get to pick one.
So I'm going to say, I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to say we're going to get something in. I'm going to say 48.
Okay. I like it. Ron, what do you got?
42.
Well, then I'm going to go with 0. I'll be the pessimistic son of a bitch. There you go. I just won 4 passes. Woohoo! I guess I got to compete with it. Everybody that's listening, you can, if you haven't already and haven't figured out, you can put your guess in the comments of our Facebook Live. You can do that up until, I'm going to cut this one off early with the chance of rain. I'm going to cut this off at noon. No, how about 5 o'clock tomorrow? Does that sound fair? What do you got? John,
yeah,
does that sound good?
That sounds good to me.
Okay, because I don't want them to, you know, if I wait until Saturday and it's raining Saturday morning and it's canceled, and then people would put in their guess at 0, and, you know, that's just not fair to everybody else. So 5 o'clock Friday night. If you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, whatever, Spotify, Spreaker, any of those, you can find our Facebook Live broadcast. Put your comment with your guess. Put your guess in our Facebook comments. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. All right, go back to work, John.
All right. See you guys. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks, John.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
John Young, driver of the 15Y Bomber, giving away some tickets, giving back to the fans, or racers. There's a lot of racers putting in their guesses as well. Before we get to the winner of last week's How Many, we're going to back up just a bit. We've got some news to get to. Not too much here before we wrap things up here tonight. Before we get to that, though, I want to thank Real Geese Silhouette Decoys, again, sponsor of Craig Mintz there, the most technologically advanced goose and duck decoys ever produced, manufactured right here in the U.S. Check out realgeese.com or call 419-800-8100. They also have all kinds of cool clothing and gear available on their website. Coming up in just a bit as well, the weekend weather pit stop with Ryan Weekman and a special guest, and we have a Hammer Down hotline call tonight as well. Discount tickets, $10 off. That's what the discount is for the Arca Menard Series. Hers potato chips, 200 are on sale now at Toledo area Menard stores or at the Toledo Speedway track office. Discounted ticket sales will continue through Friday, May 21st at 9 p.m. That's the night before the race. The race is Saturday, May 22nd. Have you heard the talk about putting a roof over Bristol Motor Speedway?
I've heard rumblings about it.
I think that's a good. I think I've been saying this for all dirt tracks, even around here. Let's put up a roof. I mean, you don't put the walls. Just to make it open, but put a roof over it. So if we get a little rain shower, we're not having to cancel. Unfortunately,
have you ever been to a fairgrounds type racetrack where they have the covered grandstand, Scott? The sound
Fremont Speedway has that.
Well, yeah, the sound is so amazing.
Yeah, that would. Thunder Valley would become Thunder Dome.
Yeah.
Okay. Had to think about that one. So, yeah, I guess the cost I think I saw was like $80 million to do that. You know, and Bristol, they could probably afford that. Probably not so much tracks around Northwest Ohio.
Well, it would be somewhat smaller for tracks around our
Well, that's
our
true.
area.
It's still going to be expensive. I'm guessing in the millions of dollars. I don't know. Moving on. Jennifer Jo Cobb has, she was supposed to run or make her Cup Series debut at Talladega this weekend. She had previously announced all this stuff, and then earlier this week, NASCAR announced that she has not been approved to run the Cup race at Talladega, even though she has 226 starts in NASCAR between the Truck Series and the Xfinity Series. She was approved, I guess, to run a Cup race several years ago, but enough time has passed that she needed to reapply. The reason she was denied was performance-based, according to NASCAR. She has 31 Xfinity Series races with 0 top 10s, and so I don't know.
Ooh.
And we had our Twitter poll was.
Do we see a lawsuit coming out of that, Scott?
I don't know. It seems like it seems like they're missing an opportunity. I mean, I understand both sides. It seems like an opportunity, though, to capitalize again on bringing a woman into the Cup Series. I mean, I don't know how good she is. Like, she's run with lower tier teams. Yeah.
Less funded teams.
So, I mean, and I don't know that her Cup ride would be a super well-funded team, but, it's an opportunity. I would be excited about it. I probably wouldn't be, I'm sure I wouldn't be approved, but, anyways, this week's Twitter poll was, did NASCAR make the right call as far as denying the approval of Jennifer Jo Cobb to race in the Cup Series event this weekend? And the results are in, and let's see here. 33% said yes, she should be denied. NASCAR made the right call. 22% said no, let her race. And 44% said I don't care. Couldn't care less.
Fair amount of apathy going on there.
Yeah, so it seems either people don't care or NASCAR made the right call there.
God, I really miss the days when 50 cars could show up for a race and the fastest 43 would race.
That's the way it should be. But now they can't
absolutely.
They can't get a full field, and then you're turning away people. Although Rick Ware Racing, I believe, is who she was going to be racing for.
Right.
They're going to get a different driver from what they haven't withdrawn. I believe they were going to get a different driver, but I haven't seen who yet. Speaking of dropping out of
maybe Harley White.
She might be busy. She's busy running around here, and
I'll bet she would jump at the opportunity.
Absolutely. Well, when would she be approved, though? Jennifer Jo Cobb has a lot more NASCAR experience. All right, we're moving on. Scott Bloomquist is dropping off the World of Outlaw late model tour, and he's just going to focus on only major events this season. I guess he picked up Dryden sponsorship and was going to run the entire series, but I'm not sure.
Yeah,
what happened there, if it was a deal with the sponsor or what. But in either case, I think he's has he run a full season with Lucas Oil or the World of Outlaws? I think he's been.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, recently, in the past couple of years, I think he's kind of just been doing the big events.
One of our listeners says J.J. Yaley's taking her spot.
Oh, thank you, Mark. Appreciate that. Taking Jennifer Jo Cobb's spot there in the Cup race at Talladega. Speaking of female racers, Natalie Decker made her Xfinity Series debut this past February at Daytona on the road course. And her original plan was for her to run 5 races in that series for RSS Racing in partnership with Rayon Brothers Racing. Our Motorsports, O-U-R, acquired the number 23 car in March, and Decker has announced the remaining 4 races she will run, starting with Talladega this weekend. Then she's going to run Nashville Superspeedway on June 19th, Road America on July 3rd, and Martinsville on October 30th.
Those are varied race tracks.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how she fares there.
You bet.
Indianapolis Motor Speedway announced the attendance for the 105th running of the Indy 500, which will be on May 30th. It'll be at 40% capacity. That equates to approximately 135,000 fans. I thought it'd be a little more. Doesn't that place, they seat like 400,000? I guess it's
a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think I also read that that's going to be the largest sporting event crowd since the pandemic began.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, that's cool. I mean, last year they didn't have any fans, so 135, that's not bad. The remainder of the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series event from the March 20th event at Brownstown Speedway was going to run May 1st, but the Turn 4 grandstand demolition scheduled for this week has postponed it again until Thursday, September 23rd. That's when they're going to resume with 2 laps complete in the Indiana Icebreaker B-Main number 1. So the Icebreaker is going to be run in September at Brownstown. It might be the leaf blower back then.
Yeah.
And finally, this just came in thanks to one of our correspondents before we came on tonight. Haley Deegan has been added to the Superstar, or the SRX, Superstar Racing Experience, Tony Stewart deal.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I just saw it's just a Twitter post with it. I didn't get any details, but I thought that was weird. I mean, because everybody else they've been announcing is old, experienced, seasoned. I mean, seasoned,
grizzled.
Yes, grizzled. They've been around. I saw a picture. Michael Waltrip was in one with Tony Stewart and was it Bobby? I don't remember who the other guy was that was posted. Actually, I think I got it right here on the screen in front of me. But it was Bobby Labonte. So I guess she's going to be running. I don't know if she's doing all of them or if she's only been doing one. We'll get some more details on that and report back next week. But that'll be interesting. And that's it. That's all the news I got.
Sounds
Millstream. Want to thank Millstream Speedway for their support. Unfortunately, going to have to wait another month for the racing to begin. June 13th, a new opening day at Millstream Speedway. And again, I mean, they're doing stuff down there. They're working their butts off. There was just a lot to do because of what the track condition was in when Scott took over. and they keep finding more things. So, yeah. But the track surface itself was real smooth. The 8 laps I got to run before I had engine problems on Sunday. So, track surface seems pretty good. I'm excited. But make sure to follow Millstream Speedway on Twitter, Facebook, or millstreamspeedway.net. And again, the test and tune for the Sunday has also been canceled. So no action until June 13th at Millstream Speedway. So we did the how many for this week. Again, how many bombers are going to be at Oakshade Raceway on Saturday. So you can still get in for your guess on that, on our comments there, if you want a chance to win the 4 Oakshade Raceway passes, burgers, and pops, the sprint car history things, and the Big D's pizza. There's like 3 things coming from different directions here. So, last week's how many 305s were going to be at Waynesfield on Saturday. That number was 19. So again, Ron, you were the show winner with 22, and our online winner for the second week in a row. And Jeffrey, you just get a Big D's pizza. Sorry, it's next week that gets all the prizes here. But Jeffrey Furry, again, gets another Big D's pizza. So congratulations. He guessed 21. 19 was the actual number. So he was closer than you. You guessed 22.
That's still pretty close.
Yeah, not too bad. We got some racing, a lot of racing coming up this weekend. Hopefully we get things in. But before we get to that, I want to mention Ron Miller Race Cars up there in Lambertville, Michigan, 734-856-7223. Race cars, parts, safety equipment, and service. Are you getting caught up with stuff now that race season is about to start?
Sort of.
Okay. Well,
Hopefully
you get things done.
Oh, yeah. We work well under pressure here at Ron Miller Race Cars, Scott.
Yeah, I was talking to Craig over at Ron Miller Race Cars East, otherwise known as Dittman Motorsports. He says there's hard to get rims now.
Yeah, it is.
I don't like that. We need those. Is this how long do you think that this is going to be going on? Where there's shortages of things. When do you
Scott,
think
I'm seeing some holes in the inventory starting to fill in, but for instance, some wheels showed up, and I think the customer that ordered them found something else, but I decided just to keep them in stock. So some 4 3/4 pattern bomber wheels. I've got a couple of 2-inch and a couple of 3-inch backspace wheels, and I'm just not going to send them back because I'm pretty confident that some of these shortages are going to last till mid-season.
So have we passed the peak? Are we coming back, or are things still getting worse?
Not that I'm seeing.
Okay. Well, fingers crossed on that.
Some holes are starting to fill in. Seat belts were horrible for a while, and we've got a few sets in stock now. Head and neck restraints, we've got a couple in stock. Those things had been difficult to get a hold of, but like I say, they're starting to come in, but not in the numbers that we normally see.
All right. Well, make sure to get a hold of Ron. Get your order in early. Right?
Yeah.
All right. This weekend, a lot of racing. Attica Raceway Park kicks things off with the Craig Miller Trucking Night, 410 sprints, late models, 305 sprints. Gates open at 5, racing at 7:45, and general admission $18. Saturday, lots of choices for your racing excitement. Of course, the Bill Reckner Memorial at Oakshade Raceway, featuring the UMP late models, UMP Sports and Bombers, paying $1,200 to win. And what do we got? I don't even know how much for 13th and 10th place now, but there's more added through that. Compacts will also be in action. Gates open at 4, racing at 7. General admission, $14 for that show. Fremont Speedway kicking off their season, Pub 400 night. We talked to Brian Lisky last week on the show. 410s, 305s, dirt trucks. Pits open at 3. Spectator gates open at 4 and racing at 7 as well. General admission is $15 there at Fremont. Sandusky Speedway will be in action with the Renegades, beginner stocks, pure stocks. Pit gates open at 3, main gate at 4. racing at 7. That, again, all Saturday night, April 24th. General admission, just $5 for that Sandusky show, so that's pretty cool. Weekend weather pit stop coming up here in just a second. Sunday, some action at Sandusky Speedway. They're having the makeup races from Saturday, April 10th, featuring the Modifieds, Pure Stocks, Renegade, CRS Truck Series, Ohio Wheelman Series, National Compact Touring Series, and beginner stocks. Pit gate opens at 9, the main gate at 11. I put 11 p.m. Pretty sure it's 11 a.m. And feature racing starts at 2 p.m. They're going to run that's the makeup from actually April 11th, because they were going to run on Sunday, but they also have some makeup races from Saturday night, the night before that got rained out as well. They're going to run that just before the features at 2. So get to Sandusky early on Sunday. Lots of stuff going on there. So how about we find out what that weather is going to be like for this weekend with WTOL meteorologist Ryan Weekman.
Sounds good.
All right, and he's got a special guest for us too. So here we go.
Here is your weekend weather pit stop forecast. I'm First Alert meteorologist Ryan Weekman. Let's start off at Attica Friday. Did you hear that? We got sound effects in the background thanks to Chief Meteorologist Robert Shields. No, you can't put a halt on the races like that. 7:45 is when races will begin. It looks to be a beautiful evening down there, at least much better than our Saturday races at Oakshade, Fremont, and Sandusky. Those likely have rain. What do you think about that, Robert?
No.
He says no. Is it going to rain?
Yes.
Sandusky Sunday, much better. 2 p.m. Sandusky, sunshine comes out. Temperatures jump up close to 70 degrees by the afternoon. That's been your latest weekend weather pit stop forecast. You can thank the sound effects chief meteorologist Robert Shields. You got any more?
Yeah, baby.
Have a great weekend.
Yep. There you have it. That's weekend weather pit stop with Ryan.
We got the expensive guys in this week.
Robert Shields, yeah. I believe isn't he retiring? I think
could be.
He's going to be retiring, yeah. So
does that mean that Ryan Weekman will be chief meteorologist?
Maybe. He's very meteor. Make sure to keep an eye on the social media there for those Saturday night tracks, Sandusky Speedway, Fremont, and Oakshade, as far as keep an eye on the weather. And maybe he'll be wrong. It has happened. He has been wrong before. We can hope, but it's
and as Chrissy said, they're going ahead as though there is no weather happening, and they're planning on racing, so they haven't given up yet.
Yep, everybody
just
as of
one
right
more
now.
Thing, just one more thing on the schedule there, Scott, and it's not a big deal, but I know Flat Rock has a practice session scheduled for Saturday night with a Sunday rain date. And I believe they will be allowing some fans in the grandstands if you want to watch some guys practice.
I'm willing to bet they may be exercising that rain date option.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
I'm still sticking with my 42 number, Scott.
Thanks to associate producer Dave Kemmer and field correspondents Matt Swanner, Doug Dock. Next week on the show, I didn't update that. Scott Schultz from Toledo Speedway, Toledo and Flat Rock Speedways will be with us to give us a preview of both those tracks. 2021 seasons last year, Flat Rock Speedway didn't run at all. So a tough year up there in Michigan. Toledo Speedway ran a few events there at the end of the year when things started to relax just a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see how excited they are to get things going at both those tracks right here in our area. It's time for the Hammer Down hotline. If you want to leave a message for us for playback. If you left a message during the show, I can't listen to it because I'm kind of busy. So I'm not going to play it back during this show. We'll play it back next week. Yeah, I saw some people say they left a message on the Hammer Down hotline, and it was like, okay, I do that about 6 o'clock before we go on. I take care of all those. So if you leave us a message at this number, 419-318-3081, anytime, day or night, we'll get that on. You can talk about anything. Racing, you want to
almost anytime, Scott.
Complain about? Well, no, they can do it anytime, really.
While we're on the air, they could.
They can do it while it's on the air. It'll just make next week's show. That's how that works.
All right.
So 419-318-3081. We did get one call from this past week from the Pennsylvania Posse area, And Ron, I believe this is targeted to you. So,
Oh,
listen up.
boy.
Hey guys, this is Todd from the heart of PA Posse Country. Hey, love the podcast every week, but my only thing is, man, you got to get rid of those dogs in the background, man. They drive me nuts every week. Hey, love the show, guys. Keep up the good work. I'll talk to you soon.
Somebody
Scott,
doesn't
I
like
think
your
he was
dogs.
talking about you.
Yeah, that must be it. I haven't heard your dogs tonight. Food's
been
not
good.
there yet?
No, they've been good.
All right, has your vehicle left the trailer since the hangover
Yes,
race?
it has.
Okay, Craig was
Yes,
saying
it
something the
has.
other night that
The,
I don't think Ron's going to be ready for this weekend. His car's still in the trailer.
The sideboard is off of it. It found its new home back upstairs in the shop, and the roof's back on, and Davey's making some spillboards for it, so we will be ready.
So you'll be ready, rain or shine.
Absolutely.
All right. Once again, I want to thank Oakshade Raceway. We're the fastest meet to race, presenting sponsor of the Hammer Down Racing Report. Real Geese Silhouette Decoys, Mill Street Speedway, Big D's Pizza, and, of course, Ron Miller Race Cars. We're back next Thursday night, 7 o'clock, Scott Schultz, Toledo and Flat Rock Speedways. Again, use that Hammer Down hotline. Leave us a message, 419-318-3081. And that's it. We're done.
Scott, did you see the message from John Cole? He would just like all of our listeners to say a prayer for his Aunt Pam. I guess she had a massive stroke, and she needs our prayers.
I missed that. I was in a different screen. Sorry about that, John. And a
There we
happy
go.
birthday this weekend to Mrs. Miller.
Yep.
Yeah.
She'll be missing the races on Saturday. She's in Florida taking care of some family business down there. And,
Well, all right.
So I won't be celebrating her birthday with her. I'll be celebrating her birthday without her.
Aw.
Yeah.
Well.
Just the dogs and I. We'll be thinking of her.
All right, man. We'll hopefully see you on Saturday.
Saturday night,
Get out
yeah.
and support your local tracks.
Or Friday night.
Either way, wherever, whenever, just support your local tracks. Okay? We'll see you back here Thursday night, 7 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
We're out.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.